Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. Today we got something a little bit different. This was sponsored by John from Texas. Thank you so much for reaching out and putting this together. So this was John wanting to reintroduce me a little bit to the guitar player Slash, which of course I've known through Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses was a band that was pretty important to me when I was around, I don't know, maybe like 11 or something, 12. It was just one of those, I don't know. I just got it, and I just really liked the music, and I still like Guns N' Roses, and I went to see them, and way later in life, and it was just an amazing experience to finally see them in their original form, Slash and Axl Rose, and just like the original band got together and play, because they have had so many different lineups. But I've been a little bit critical of Slash in the past. So I don't think he's a bad guitar player by any means. I think he's just very overrated. He's like on any top 10 guitar list and or top 100 or stuff like that. But it's also because he's like so iconic. He has the look and he has the licks, and it's just like something that for as a guitar player myself has always kind of bothered me, that larger than life persona. And when you look at what's actually being played, it's not that difficult. It's, although music obviously is not about being difficult, it's about being good. And he does have very memorable guitar licks and riffs and intros. I'm like, for example, Sweet Child of Mine or Welcome to the Jungle or Paradise City. I mean, those are, really larger than life. And that's why he gets, obviously, the recognition that he deserves. So by no means is he like not good. He's actually, he's like a rock guitarist, and then there come the others, there come the shredders, and then come the fusion guys, and then it's, you can't really compare a rock guitar player with a fusion player. And I used to do that when I was younger. So I think, I don't know, maybe John watched one of those videos and now he wanted to reintroduce me to Slash, and I'm really happy. So this is a project called Slash with Miles Kennedy that I just found out about, is the singer of, let's see here, Alter Bridge, the lead vocalist and rhythm guitarist. And we have the lead guitar player, obviously, Slash, Guns N' Roses, and I forgot that he was also in it just said here, this, I remember someone trying to get me into this. Give me a second. Here it is. Velvet Revolver, which is kind of, also Guns N' Roses, but it's just different. So but yeah, so we got 4 songs we're gonna get into, and so let me just check really quickly what timeline this is from. And again, thank you so much, John, for sponsoring this. Thanks everybody for being here. If you're a fan of, Miles Kennedy or Slash or the Guns N' Roses, but this is called, it is pretty much called Slash, Miles Kennedy, and the Conspirators. So we're gonna do 2 songs from Apocalyptic Love, which is from 2012. And we're going to do World on Fire. We're going to do the title track. And we're going to do The Call of the Wild, Living in a Dream. So let's see. And this is from 2014 and 2018. Now, excuse my voice. Like, I really wanted to record this today, because like I mentioned in a prior video, I think I'm getting sick. This is the first time I'm sick since we moved to Spain in like 9 months. And it's just a bummer, man. I just had forgotten how bad you feel when you get some sort of like infection. It's just my throat. That's why I sound a little bit different. But other than that, I feel great. It's just I've been like drinking tea and spooning down honey and stuff and it is what it is. So I just don't want it to get worse, and then I can't do this marathon, because if it gets worse, then tomorrow I couldn't be in front of the camera. So we're gonna do it tonight, and I hope you enjoy, and let's see what happens. This is so cool because, like I said, I do enjoy Slash, and but I really wanted to see what it was all about. And John was like, I'm gonna try and change your mind. So let's go. Let's check this out. So without further ado, let's check out the Apocalyptic Love, the title track of this album. And let's check it out. So here we go. 2012, and let's check it out. Here we go. I hope it's not too loud. Let's see. Here we go. I was like, is this coming out of my speakers? I like this. Very good. Okay, right out of the gate, the vocals are so good. He has obviously a little bit of an Axl kind of like something is going on there, like in a good way. It's not like he's trying to copy Axl or anything, but he has that power that Axl had when he was younger, like in the 80s and 90s, early 90s. And I think maybe Slash went for that, but for Myles Kennedy, wow, what a voice. And he sounds a little bit like Chris Cornell, but with a higher register. Very cool. And the intro, it has that Slash heuristic or whatever you may call it. It's something written that's memorable. So like I said, I've given him a hard time that he's so overrated, but again, if you write a good riff, then if you play million notes per second and you're like the most proficient guitar player, nobody's going to remember that, I mean, some, but I think a good riff or intro is much more memorable, and that's the key. So let's continue. Apocalyptic love, I wanna run until we die, until the last night's fading. I just wanna see you smile. I just wanna see you smile. As we burn apart, this is the last time. Oh, don't care how we do it, just as long as we can love under the same sky. All we got is tonight. All we got is tonight. 'Cause I wanna feel you falling right on my side. Apocalyptic love, I wanna run until we die, until the last night's fading. I just wanna see you smile. I just wanna see you smile. As we burn apart, this is the last time. Oh, don't care how we do it, just as long as we can love under the same sky. All we got is tonight. Oh, we got is tonight. Okay, well, I have to give it to John. You know, I'm not shilling or anything. But when something is good, I have to. Yeah, it's good. It's just like I think the project as a whole is effective. You know, the voice is killer. The harmony that he adds, Miles Kennedy, his own singing is awesome. The riffs are memorable. If you have that, you have a record, you know. So I love that there's some miscellaneous on this album that usually doesn't appear on Wikipedia, but it says the whole album was recorded live with an analog equipment only. So that's kind of cool. And then Apocalyptic Love is the first song that Slash and Miles Kennedy worked on together on this album. So that's the one. I think, is that the first track on the album? Yes, the opening. So it sets the stage. It's not the most popular track. The most popular track is Anastasia. But yeah, they do sound really good. And even though the solo, and that's where if I have my fusion hat on, I was like, well, you know, the solo was really forgettable. It's just a bunch of wah-wah, you know, pentatonic shapes. And that's it. But I mean, honestly, do you need more? I mean, I don't know. I guess I would do something different if it was my album, but that's just me, you know. And some other guitar players. And actually, I saw that Miles Kennedy had worked with, give me a second here. They're right here. Wait. Give me a second. Oh man, I can't find it. Well, I'll talk about them in a second when it comes to my mind. But I was like, going down here on Wikipedia, and I was like, oh my god! And that guy, he plays like the best solos. Look, let me just look. I just want to recommend this to everyone, including John, because I mean that's what I like. That's like a tasty solo, you know, a tasty solo. Let's see. Okay, Big Wreck. Okay, check out Big Wreck, and check out the song Ghosts. It's gonna blow your mind, and that's what I talk about when I talk about like writing in a solo with like everything. You know, it has a little bit of Gilmore, and it has a little bit of, you know, Mark Knopfler in there, but there's also some technical aspect of the whole like vibrato. There's some legato in there, you know. There's some fast runs, maybe some like diminished stuff. You know, it just makes it so much more interesting. This was great, you know, but it's just like it is so simple when you talk about musically speaking. But hey, I think there's songs that we've done on this channel that have 2 chords, and they've sold millions. And so it is what it is, you know. It doesn't have to all. That's why jazz players are so poor. Okay, so let's continue. But yeah, this was just it right out the gate. It was just like Marty's having fun. It was really good. I have to say, I have to fold and say he does know how to write a rock song, you know. So, Standing in the Sun from the same album. This is the 3rd track on the album. Let's see. Let's check it out. Yeah. And I like that garage feel. 3 chords.
You're never satisfied. You only know the things that will fail to be. The pessimistic one who sees the end come, where every joy is lost to a tragedy. And still you wonder why you cannot find your peace today.
This guy's so good, Miles.
As you were meant to live, there's so much more than this. And now we're down. The way you drag around your heavy heart just like a stone. Well, keep your misery, don't put it on me, 'cause I got problems all of my own. You could be standing out in the sun, still the rain's coming down, rain's coming down. So keep your cloud of darkness and doom off my parade here today. Hey, Parker, you know I set off a spark. I would burn it out, I would burn it all away. If you were fire, jaded, cold, and it's hot someday. I'd find a way.
Yes. Holy shit.
Still the rain's coming down, rain's coming down. There ain't a cloud inside, still your heart beats cold and rain. Every day you could be standing out in the sun, still the rain's coming down, rain's coming down. Someday I'll steal a spark, I will burn your town away. I'll find a way.
Wow. Jesus Christ. Now that was a solo. That was, you know, he got he took he took us for a ride there. Like that's how you start and then you escalate and you get to that point where it's like, fuck, man, this was amazing. So see, and also, I mean, I'm reading a little bit more about Miles. He just like he has an amazing background, even in heavy metal, blues, jazz fusion. So he knows it all. So he filled in for Axel, and he was inspired by Robert Plant. So you hear that school and his technique is like holy shit. Like what a singer, man. Like he has an amazing voice. Like and together, I mean, again, Slash was doing that famous. You know, he builds kind of like the way he writes music is he comes up with some sort of like theme. You know, and at the beginning, there's always good. He has good intros, memorable stuff. Like he has done it with so many. There's so many songs I could mention just by Guns N' Roses. But his solos were, it's also maybe I never really listened like this. I know, Marty. I know. We will go very soon, my love. But yeah, this was fire. Very very cool. Um, and like the whole rhythm section, so good. Very very cool. I'm very surprised, very happily surprised. So we're gonna switch gears here. Let's see. I guess it just got better, but we're gonna do World on Fire from the World on Fire, and this is just 2 years after. So give me just a second because Marley, if he jumps into my arms, he's about to burst. So let's take him for a little walk, and we'll return and finish this marathon. Okay. All right, here we go. So Marty has been taken care of. He went right to bed. So let's check out these next two songs. Like I said, A World on Fire. Here we go, and let's check out how they evolved in 2 years. Let's go.
Well, they say that we are tragic, and they say we're born to lose. You're the misfit, I'm the sinner. You're the heathen, I'm the fool. But today you'll be the master or the slave. It's up to you. Oh, my beautiful disaster. Take me any way you choose. Don't fight it, ignite it. This much I'm sure. I think it's time to set this world on fire. I think it's time to push it to the edge. Fall into the ground and trip the wire. It may never be this good again. Oh.
Definitely heavier.
It's like a new religion, speaking tongues, come see the light. Do not trip on inhibitions that will only waste my time. Let me tempt you with the evils of the flesh and so much more. Like a Babylon redeemer, like a pusher, like a whore. Just try it, you'll like it. I'll give you more. I think it's time to set this world on fire. I think it's time to push it to the edge. Fall into the ground and trip the wire. It may never be this good again. It's so dark I can't see all the truth inside us.
Totally heavy
All I
metal.
want is to feel something that's real before the end.
There we go.
Close the door, turn the key. Do you like what you see? Kill the lights, oh come to me. Set it off tonight, baby, just like fire and gasoline. I think it's time to set this world on fire. I think it's time to push it to the edge. I'm so fucking bored, so trip the wire. It may never be this good again. Just trip the wire. This was on fire. Just trip the wire. It may never be this good again.
Very freaking good. I mean, the whole rhythm section was very like metal, almost like metal-esque, just like a little bit, I would say, modern, like not just like I would say like the Sunset Strip kind of like metal, not heavy metal, not the British wave, but like those bands, the LA scene. And actually, John said Dave is gonna love this, and I'm sure he's having a blast. This is exactly the music that is that particular time, like Poison and Quiet Riot and Van Halen and did I say Twisted Sister in Europe and White Snake and they were just like heavy but not too heavy, but it is almost leaning on the heaviness that I like Racer X. Again, the voice. It reminds me of a vocalist you should check out. Check out the band Arc. They are on Spotify. They only have one album. They have two albums that you would, I think, find on YouTube. But check out the one album on Spotify. It's very, very good. And he has that register. Very, very good. Like deep, but he can also go very high. And I mean, I do think that Slash had some time to practice, like that's, for example, and a good example that I talked about in the Metallica video I recently did. And I got an amazing amount of dislikes because Metallica fans they can't accept the truth. But I did a whole paper on Kirk Hammett and how amazing he is. And he was my favorite guitar player in the world. I literally wrote a whole paper, but I do have to realize that the man just stopped practicing because you don't just plateau, you get better. If you play more, you get better. And I think Slash kind of like noticed that he had plateaued in the 80s and 90s, and you can obviously hear that and this is not even about has nothing to do with speed. It has to do with the language, the stuff that he can play, the stuff he can express, the different licks that he can play. It's not the speed. The speed is just the cherry on top. If you can play fast, it's very cool to play, to go from one note to the other in a very quick manner and with a very awesome scale. It's just drama. It's just like you're diversifying, you're playing. But you can just hear that he said, you know what, I'm going to like add to my arsenal. That's all I'm talking about. And for example, Kirk Hammett, and even though I got a lot of dislikes for what I said, but I'm just being honest, is that he just like, when the money came in, he's like, I don't have to practice. Like, I can do this. I can play the same stuff. And that's the thing. But, playing the same solos. I don't feel that all the musicians do that. For example, we have Adrian Smith of Iron Maiden, and he literally explained in the movie, I think it's called Flight 666, that he went back to studying and he added more stuff to his arsenal, and then he added different tunings and then sweep picking and and it's just like you can really hear that now in his newer albums that he, like, this guy went back to school. You can really hear that in a player. And even one of my favorite player, like if you listen to him in the 70s and then you listen to his 90s stuff, it's like it's a whole different world because the guy was like, I'm gonna like perfect my craft. And that's what I'm talking about here. You can really hear that this guy went back and said, wait a minute, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna correct some stuff, and that's the result. So really, really good. This is a great band. Awesome. Let's go here with the last song. This is Living the Dream. Another 2 years later. And I mean, look, you know what 2 years can do to your playing? If you play 5, 6, 7 hours a day, miracles. 2 years. The 10,000 hour rule applies to everything in life. So let's go with The Call of the Wild. Let's check it out. I thought. damn
It's an aggravation, it's a mystery. So many find their solace in technology. An abomination, it's a new disease. Well, the time has come to power down and breathe. In a world so loud, I think we're burning out. I think we're burning out. Well, the time is now. Yeah, turn off the silence and put out the fire. It's screaming inside us, the call of the wild. But how this ends, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it don't look that good to me. You can't defend the things you claim have set you free when you're a slave to the machine.
There we go with the interlude.
It's so loud. I think we're burning out. I think we're burning out. Well, the time is now. Yeah, turn off the silence and pour out the fire. Turn off the silence and pour out the fire. It's raining inside us, the call of the
Wow. Definitely changed my mind, John. It's not that I needed like some sort of mind change, but you did convince me. Like and this is so weird because for me, Slash, and I know this sounds like so dickish, but he was just like he was. I thought he was overrated. And maybe he's still, you know, I mean, he's amazing. Let's just like address the elephant in the room. John wanted me to take another look, and honestly, if I listen to Guns N' Roses, well, it's gonna sound like Guns N' Roses, and I know Guns N' Roses pretty well. But to hear him in this setting with this vocalist and playing these solos, and this is really good shit. Like, really, honestly, I'm really like pleasantly surprised. And it must have been incredibly difficult for Slash going back to Axl Rose, but I know obviously there's good money there. We saw them in 2023, um, Iron Maiden, Guns N' Roses, and then next day AC/DC, Judas Priest, Tool, and Metallica. And I remember Slash just he was doing such a phenomenal job, and he just sounded just like on the records. But obviously, Axl, he can't do that anymore because it's very, very difficult. I mean, Axl Rose has such a unique voice, and also would bust, his vocal cords when he was younger, and he would really record stuff that no one can do. So to replicate that 30 years later, well, how? I mean, I've seen the best guitar players, they can't play their own stuff because age takes its toll. So I don't want to throw any shade to Axl Rose, even though I know he's a bit dickish to just maybe not, maybe not anymore, but just the stuff that I saw back in the day, about him, and he was always in the news for the wrong reasons and stuff like that. So maybe he's like super nice now, but it must suck to not be able to express yourself the way you were, and those notes that you were hitting. And the band was like just doing their best, and I'm sure they're like, I don't even know if they can hear him in the monitors. I don't know if they're like, if he's low. But for us, like for the audience, it was just kind of hard because it was like a 3-hour concert, and they played everything. And I was like, man, he can't do this anymore. What a bummer, And for everyone, I guess also on stage, but this band is like insane. Like, what a find. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. Because I was like, well, maybe it's a Kirk Hammett, marathon. But it was a Slash marathon, so I must have said something. It's because back in the 90s or back in the 2000s, I think he was always in guitar magazines like the top dog, and James Hetfield and Kirk Hammett and Van Halen, but rightfully so Van Halen. I hold him very, very in high regards as he just has everything. Like, I guess like a Joe Satriani or like a Yngwie Malmsteen, stuff like that. I think he's one of the best songwriters when it comes to guitar, Van Halen, because he can do it all, and it's not just like he's not just a great player when it comes to lead guitar, but his rhythm guitar playing is so freaking good. There's a lot of lead guitar players that they don't have that kind of rhythm section going on. But wow, this is not about Van Halen, it's about Slash. I really think this was a great marathon, great idea to really re-listen to the man. And yeah, you did change my mind, so congratulations. He's pretty freaking good. I would definitely go see this band. I mean, I know it doesn't exist anymore. I mean, he's not part of this anymore, but if they would ever go and perform together, I would totally go see them. So again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think about Slash. Be honest, and yeah, if you want to throw shade at me, that's fine, because hey, it's just my opinion. That's totally cool. Yeah, leave comments below, subscribe, and thank you so much. I hope to see you all in the next one.